after the emotional ending of Avengers Endgame, the mighty Thor is searching for a new purpose in life following his ultimate battle against Thanos. He had nearly lost everything in his life: his father, his mother, his brother, and his home, and many of his closest friends. And he was really truly wondering if there was truly purpose for him to be an Avenger or be around for the universe. Well, in 2022, Marvel would release a brand new chapter in the Thor films, and it will be his fourth ever film in this franchise. And by the end of the day, I will be questioning on how the movie is and how it was supposed to be. What's good, everybody? My name is Nate, and on this 56th episode of The Road to Avengers Doomsday, we're taking a look at Thor: Love and Thunder, the fourth solo film in the Thor franchise, and it features the return of some of our characters, and as well as seeing director Taika Waititi taking on the directorial duties as well as acting in this movie. And following the huge success for Thor Ragnarok, expectations could have been pretty higher. This movie delivered laughs, exciting action, emotional moments, but it became one of the MCU's most divisive films in the entire existence. So I'm here to break down this entire movie to you all. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show as to take you deep dive into Thor: Love and Thunder. Leading this movie once again is Chris Hemsworth. By the time this movie came out, Hemsworth has been playing Thor about a decade, and he continues to prove why he's one of the MCU's most entertaining heroes. Thor has become more confident, more humorous, but beneath all those jokes, he's still carrying the years of emotional pain and the loss he faced over the years. Hemsworth does a pretty great job of balancing comedy and genuine emotion, especially during the film's quieter scenes. I gotta give appreciation to the actor. He's pretty great. I enjoy it a lot. And one of the biggest surprises that this movie managed to bring is the return of Jane Foster, who is played once again by Natalie Portman. Following her absence in the last Thor movie, she returns in a major new way. She becomes the mighty Thor. Protecting Jane is the reformed Mjolnir. That became one of the movie's best highlights. Portman brings the strength, the humor, and the heartbreak to the role. Her storyline while dealing with an illness adds genuine emotion we will wait for the movie. For me, she gives one of the most strongest performances in the movie. I like the on-screen chemistry between Hemsworth and Portman. Those two are pretty great actors. I gotta appreciate it a lot. But without question, the best part of Thor: Love and Thunder is the introduction of Gore the God Butcher, who is played by Dark Knight actor Christian Bale. Bale delivers an incredible performance as this Thor villain. He is terrifying, emotionally broken, and completely believable. His motivation makes free sense. After losing his family and everything he owns, he turns against the gods and he believes they abandoned him. And he gives one of the great performances because he is just not after the gods. He just wants vengeance after he just literally lost everything he knew in his life. And this is and I'm going to tell you guys my biggest criticism of this movie. This film promises we see of Gore the God Butcher a lot like we see in the Marvel comics. But we actually see him actually hunting down gods. And most of his attacks happen literally off screen. And I think showing more of his campaign against the gods would have seen him as a more terrifying villain. Even though Christian Bale is a really fantastic actor and he has many movies up his sleeve, I just wish we got more of him. I mean, bro didn't deserve to be sidelined most of the movie. He's a cool Thor villain, and it just doesn't work here. So yeah, as I mentioned before, Taika Waititi returned as director. He's best known for doing lots of comedy, bright visuals, and fast-paced storytelling, and plenty of emotional moments. And personally, I think the humor works in some scenes, but other times it goes way off edge. And that's one of the problems I have with Thor: Love and Thunder. It's just supposed to be a pretty good movie, but it is too much comedy, and it doesn't work like that. And certain emotional moments lose some impact because they're immediately followed by a joke. And I would have liked slightly for a more serious balance, like part joke and part like serious. But this is how much it is right now for most of the movie. And I'm just disappointed by that. And I wish we got more serious moments, especially with the storyline involving Gore and Jane. But the supporting cast is still continuing to shine. We also got Tessa Thompson returning as Valkyrie. She is now the king of New Asgard, and she remains a fun, confident presence throughout the movie. And not to mention, Taika Waititi also returns as Korg. While Korg provides some great laughs for some scenes, I do think he's a little used too much compared to like in Ragnarok. This film also features the entertaining performance of actor Russell Crowe as Zeus. His over-the-top performance adds another memorable personality to the MCU's growing battalion of gods. But the movie's visuals and action sequences are pretty fantastic, especially when the Mjolnir scenes, when that hammer breaks apart and makes it to tiny stones to fight off enemies. That is so amazing and cool, and I just really love seeing that. It's honestly a pretty cool Marvel weapon, in my opinion. Another thing I like is the black and white Shadow Realm scenes. That is just so realistic, something straight out of the comics, and I just wish we got more of that. It's really fantastic. And this shows how creative Taika Waititi can be as a filmmaker, and also an actor. Bro can do like many crazy things. And then the ending pretty much surprised me. Jane ultimately sacrifices herself after like a final battle, and it's a touching conclusion for her journey. Meanwhile, Thor adopts Gore's resurrected daughter, Love. And by the way, in case you guys didn't know, Love is actually played by Chris Hemsworth's real-life daughter, India Rose Hemsworth. Yeah. India Rose Hemsworth does great acting. No, let me see. The actress they picked for like the daughter of Gore, it's actually Chris Hemsworth's real-life daughter, India Rose Hemsworth. She does great acting, and I just appreciate of like how like these two have a father and daughter moment. It's just pretty funny in my opinion. And this film ends by reminding us that being a hero isn't just about fighting, but sometimes it's about choosing compassion over revenge. This emotional message gives the film a satisfying conclusion. Now, why does this matter to Avengers Doomsday? This movie continues Thor's personal journey after the Infinity Saga, and also introduces Love, expands Marvel's cosmic mythology, gives Thor in every different place where the film began. While the movie feels like a standalone story, its characters could feel more important in the future Avengers movies. Overall, I enjoyed a little bit of Thor Love and Thunder. Is this good as Ragnarok? No, it's not. But while Thor Ragnarok had some balanced comedy, action, and emotion much better, I still had a good time, and I just wish this movie would have done the same instead of like too much comedy and too much this and that. It would have been a pretty good movie if it was done pretty better. The only complaint I have is the movie doesn't take advantage of its darker, more serious tone. If Gore had more screen time and the humor had been toned down this much, it would have been a great Marvel movie I would have loved to watch. But in conclusion, Thor Love and Thunder is an entertaining but uneven chapter in the MCU. It has great performances, beautiful visuals, and genuinely emotional moments, and one of Marvel's strongest villains. Even if I don't think every creative decision works, I still appreciate the heart behind the story. And as for me, it's a fun adventure that falls just short of its incredible potential. Behu, if you guys enjoyed this episode 8 reviews, make sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments. Do you think Thor Love and Thunder is underrated, or do you think it lead heavy too weight on the comedy? And what do you think of Christian Bale's performance as Gore? I think he did pretty good. I wish we got more of that. Behu, I hope you have a good day, and remember, my videos are just my thoughts on the movies I watch on a daily basis. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out and have a good day.